dignitaries on the dais, esteemed guests of the dais, LLD and PhD research scholars, and my dear colleagues, I, Sakshi Gupta, Assistant Professor of Law, welcome you all to Maharashtra National Law University, Aurangabad, as we gather here today to celebrate the induction program of our 8 esteemed research scholars into the world of doctoral studies in law and management. This is a momentous occasion as we witness the birth of intellectual pursuits and the expansion of knowledge within our academic community. Being a research scholar from the first batch of PhD, it is indeed an honor for me to be welcoming you all to the induction program for PhD batch of 2023. I now request my fellow PhD research scholars to kindly felicitate the honorable dignitaries. I would request Ms. Priya Gundhalkar to kindly felicitate Honorable Chancellor Sir, Justice Sri Abhay Ok Sir, Judge, Supreme Court of India.
How many felicitations you want to make? Just now in the afternoon, right?
It is an honor, sir, indeed.
I'll make one request to you. You plant a tree on the campus. I'm not going to carry it to Delhi. So you can plant it.
Thank you, sir. I would now request Ms. Khyati Nayak to kindly felicitate Honorable Justice Ravindra Ghuge, sir, Judge, High Court of Bombay. I would now request Dr. Abhay Jadhav sir to kindly felicitate Honorable Justice Mangesh Patil sir, Judge, High Court of Bombay. I would now request Ms. Gunjan Deshpande to kindly felicitate Honorable Justice Sri Ravindra Bode sir, former Judge, High Court of Bombay. I would now request Ms. Amrita Kaur to kindly felicitate Professor Bhavani Prasad Panda, sir, Director, Kids School of Law, Bhubaneswar. I now request Jivantika Gulati to kindly felicitate Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Dr. KVS Sarma. I would now request Mr. Shiv Kumar to kindly felicitate Honorable Registrar Sir, Dr. Dhanaji Jadhav sir. Sir, no. I would now request Bhushan Ganachari to kindly felicitate Professor Y.F. Jaikumar sir, Dean, Doctoral and Postdoctoral Committee. Moving forward, I would now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Dr. KVS Sarma, sir, to kindly grace the occasion and deliver the welcome address for the August gathering.
Good evening all of you. Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Sri Justice Srinivas Abhay Ok, our Chancellor and Supreme Court Judge, and Honorable Sri Justice Ravindra V. Ghuge, our Building Committee Chairman, General Council Member, Executive Council Member, Finance Committee Member, and Honorable Justice Mangesh Patil Sir, our General Council Member, Honorable Sri Justice Ravindra Bode, our former Chancellor's nominee in Executive Council, present member Planning Board, Professor Bhavani Prasad Panda, Professor Jay Kumar, my registrar, Dr. Dhanaji Jadhav. I think this is the second batch of induction program for PhD scholars. And you know the history of research scholars, you know the history of MNLU Aurangabad. Maharashtra National University Act was passed in 2014, and 2015 they established Maharashtra National University Mumbai for Western Maharashtra region, and Vidarbha region they established Maharashtra National University Nagpur. In 2017, October 17th, I think, they established Maharashtra National University Aurangabad. This is because of the efforts of honorable judges and advocates. They fought a lot. Because of their efforts, this region got this particular university, Maharashtra National University Aurangabad. Initially, this university, we were running in B.Ed College, Padampura. Only 3 classrooms. Staff members, they were not having even toilets. They used to go to Keys Hotel to use that. And we were not having staff rooms, proper staff rooms. Meanwhile, I took charge as Vice Chancellor. Basically, I'm a Professor of Law in Nalsar University. I'm a founding faculty there. And on August 20th, I took charge as Vice Chancellor. Due to God's grace, I think, COVID is a goddess for Maharashtra National University Aurangabad. It is a goddess. And immediately March 15, central government declared that all hostels should be closed. You have to vacate all students. Then we went to Padampura. 4 sites they established this COVID centers. Then I discussed with my faculty, why should we come here online class only 2.5 years? Let us, all students left in flats and buildings. These common halls, drawing halls are there. We convert our offices into drawing rooms into offices. One drawing room, my office, another drawing room, register office, another drawing room, finance and accounts, like that. And online classes only, teachers were taking from flats. 2.5 years we managed. Last year, same day, it was really a nightmare for teachers and me. Last year, same day. We admitted 180 students. Actually, BA LLB 60, BBA LLB 60, then LLM 60, LLM 70. This hostel was not ready. Boys hostel. Girls hostel, they did not start at all at that time. Then PWD and state government gave pharmacy, government pharmacy hostel and girls hostel, actually, they allotted to us, and polytechnic hostel. And we hired one building, Fine Arts College hostel, we hired. For LLM students, we hired 2 private apartments here. And 6 o'clock, all parents started blasting us. What is this? Where you will keep our? Then I discussed with Bakshi Saab, and we wanted to keep them in hotel first for some time, because we don't have at least 2 months it will take to start that. Then, luckily we have Gymkhana Club we got. In Gymkhana Club, we kept all students, and we hired 2 buses. Almost 1 semester, complete last semester, we used to bring students from that particular place, Gymkhana Club, to this. And LLM students we kept in apartments. Luckily this time we got hostel, and that particular situation we escaped. It is a really narrow escape, we can say. And we started BA LLB in 2017. Then 2 years back we started BBA LLB. LLM we started in 2017 only, but 2 batches we stopped. Then again we started during COVID time, 70-80 students we were admitting. Senior lawyers also they joined, partners in senior law firms also they joined, and they got their degrees. All 70, whoever joined, they got their degrees, and all of them were attending online classes. 70 were attending for LLM lectures. Then 2 years back we started PhD and LLD. Really, we got 40 candidates wrote this admission test, and 12 scholars joined. They are working in different national law schools in India and reputed law institutions. They opted this because they have confidence in MNLU Aurangabad and professors in MNLU Aurangabad, and they accepted and joined. This time, LLD, we did not conduct exam or any interview, but management, PhD, we are offering. How many we admitted in management? 1. And law 6, I think. 6 in law field and 1 in management. And next year, once we get professors, because we have some shortage of professors. Once we get professors, we will increase the number of seats to the scholars. And this is the history of research. And almost all students, I think you submitted your drafts also. I wish that you should submit and you should get your PhD degrees in next convocation at least, if not this convocation. And with these words, I welcome Honorable Judges, Lordships to this particular function for giving their consent and sparing valuable time. Coming from Delhi, morning 3 o'clock, Lordship has to get up to catch 5 o'clock flight. So complete night, one has to lose the sleep. Whenever Lordship has to come to Aurangabad means he has to lose 1 day sleep, night sleep. And morning 5 o'clock, Lordship has to catch the flight. 7 o'clock, he has to land here. And tight schedule, all programs Lordship is attending. Thank you, Lordship, for taking keen interest and for giving complete support to us. Similarly, we are thankful to Honorable Justice Goge sir also for taking keen interest. Lordship is a member in several committees, and we are taking, once any Lordship accepts Chancellor's nominee position in Aurangabad, we used to trouble. All Saturdays, Sundays, Lordships have to forego. Similarly, we harassed Honorable Justice Varale Sahab 2.5 years. Even 1 day before Diwali, we asked, Lordship did not refuse, he attended. And next day is Diwali. What interviews we were disturbing. So many interviews we conducted, all interviews, Lordship is an expert member. And for every meeting, Saturdays only Lordship has time, and those Saturdays we are taking. So unless Lordship goes to Supreme Court, we will trouble Lordship like this during Lordship stay here. Thank you, Lordship, for giving your complete support to us. Similarly, we are thankful to Honorable Justice Mangesh Patil sir also for giving complete support. We need not tell anything about Honorable Bode sir. And he was instrumental in bringing this university in the beginning. Lordship Gangapurwala sir and Lordship Bode sir, they put lot of efforts in identifying the building, in identifying this PWD buildings also. We are thankful to you, Lordship, for giving support. Panda sir, thank you for coming all the way from Bhubaneswar to address our scholars. Thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now request Professor of Law and Dean Doctoral and Postdoctoral Research, Professor Y.F. Jayakumar, sir, to kindly introduce the theme of PhD coursework to the newly inducted PhD scholars.
Thank you, Sakshi. Before I make a brief presentation on the aims and objectives of the coursework, I request the newly admitted students and previous batch students of PhD program and LLD students also to introduce to our dignitaries here. We start with the LLDs. Please, Ashok ji. Sir, public addressing system. Public address.
Mic is bringing it.
Dona sides cover karo.
Esteemed Lordships and the esteemed panelists, esteemed guests who have joined here, Panda sir and all Honorable Lordships, Vice Chancellor sir and Registrar sir. A very good morning to, good evening to one and all present over here. So I am Dr. Ashok Porje. I am Associate Professor of Law and Associate Dean in this university. At the same time, also LLD candidate. My LLD area of research is cyber law. I'm working on the constitutional analysis of information technology law, in particular Information Technology Act. So how far it is futile and other things I'm dealing with the Act. So last year I have registered in 2022 and I'm likely to submit my thesis next year. I'm likely to get degree next year in the field of LLD, in the field of cyber law. That's all about me. Thank you.
I'm Dr. B.N. Ramesh, sir. I am former DGP of West Bengal. I have registered here on corporate justice in 2021. And this is my second postdoctoral fellowship. First postdoctoral fellowship I did from JNU. And apart from this, I've also done on Maoist issues from IIT Kharagpur for first PhD. Second from National Police Academy on security issues. Third is on cross-border mergers and acquisitions. I'm very happy, my lordships, to share with you. My book was recently published by Taylor and Francis. My theme on LLD is transformative corporate justice and its analysis, its relevance vis-a-vis the industrial development both in USA as well as India from ancient Indian experiences in corporate law. Thank you, my lord.
Next, Congress.
So good evening to the lordships and all the audience here. I joined LLD last year along with, so we 4 are the batch. So I'm basically general and orthopedic surgeon, practiced as a surgeon for 20 years, then graduated in law, completed PhD in law, and then I got the opportunity to be a non-judicial member of the State Consumer Commission. Last year I was the in-charge president of the State Consumer Commission for 4 months. I took that opportunity to visit all commissions, consumer commissions, 46 commissions, inspected and submitted the report. Of course, apart from that, coming to my research interest, I am fortunate to join this university as a student of LLD. And of course, as a surgeon, I always had the point of a law governing medical negligence. So my PhD was on that same topic, but then this is a better opportunity to again pursue my research. And I got the opportunity to join this esteemed institution. Yesterday only I have joined as a professor of law and management in this particular institution. I'll be studying this particular topic in detail by using mixed methodology of law, mixed methodology of research, doctrinal as well as non-doctrinal, which is rarely conducted in the field of law. So with this, I thank all of you for patient listening, and I give all the best to all newcomers as a PhD students here. Thank you.
Honorable Lordships, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Panda sir, my Guru, Dr. Jai Kumar, and Guru's Guru, Dr. Lakshminath sir, and dear friends. I am Dr. Srinag Arun Panchabai, Professor and Head of Department Forensic Law, Institute of Forensic Science, Mumbai. I am doing LLD, I registered last year, and my topic is a treatise on right to privacy and freedom of expression. Well, there are different facets of right to privacy and freedom of expression, and all those facets I am discussing about with more emphasis on digitalization of data and the emerging trends on both the aspects. I am thankful to my Guru, Dr. Jai Kumar, who is giving me opportunity time and again to come here and to learn a lot of things. I think PhD is not the end of research, rather it is the beginning, and I have started the journey of my research work by doing LLD. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now it is senior students. Very brief. So your name, title, and the purpose. That's enough. 3.
A very good evening, respected dignitaries. So I'm Sakshi Gupta. I'm working here as an assistant professor of law since 2019. I enrolled in my PhD last year. I'm working in the area of competition law since it's an area which interests me a lot. My topic is study on digital markets in India, challenges from competition law perspectives. I'm also working as a member of Network of Indian Competition Experts with Competition Commission of India. So I'm getting a lot of inputs from their side as well, and I really hope that my research contributes to the legal academia as well as the community. I'm doing my PhD under the able guidance of Honorable VC Sir, and I hope I'm able to submit my PhD next year. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mr. Abhay Dilip Rao Jadhav. I am as a research scholar over here, enrolled since last 2 years. My research topic is an empirical study of corporate social responsibility with special reference to the Aurangabad city of state of Maharashtra. I am also full-time faculty in Manikchand Pahade Law College, Aurangabad. So I have a total 12 years of teaching experience. That is from my side. Thank you.
Next.
Honorable Lordships and all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and my fellow PhD students, good evening to all of you. I have enrolled as a PhD candidate in this university in 2022. My topic for research is integration of artificial intelligence and law, opportunities and challenges. So herein what I am trying to research on is there are certain issues of liabilities that are being attached to the artificial intelligence autonomous systems, and again how the same systems can use the docket explosion or other certain issues that are prevailing in our judicial system, and I hope I'll be able to finish my research by the next year. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pranav Anandoja, and I teach at VIT AP School of Law. My area of PhD topic is the protection of traditional cultural expressions in India.
Where you are working?
Sir, VIT AP University, sir.
VIT.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
A very good evening to everyone present here. I am Khyati Nayak and I am currently working as Assistant Professor at School of Law, Narsi Moji Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai. And I am a PhD scholar at Maharashtra National Law University, Aurangabad, the very first batch of PhD here. And my area of PhD research is insolvency and bankruptcy laws, with special reference to the real estate sector in India. Thank you, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. I am Gunjan Deshpande. I am currently a teaching assistant at Symbiosis Law School, Pune. My area of interest is IPR, and my PhD topic is on digital corporate infringement. I'll be analyzing the best practices throughout the world to ensure that we could implement the corporate laws in a more appropriate way. Thank you.
Next, Priya.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Priya Kumari. I am presently teaching at Kirippi Mehta School of Law, Narsi Monji, Mumbai. And my area of research is climate change, trying to find a solution between government and business coordination. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Assistant Professor Surbhi Jain. I teach at Balaji Law College. My area of research is on transgender laws with special reference to Transgender Persons Protections of Rights Act 2019, a social legal study. Thank you.
Now the present batch students for whom that we are sitting here, Your Lordship. We start with management first.
Good evening, respected dignitaries. My name is Aaron Abhilash. I am working as assistant professor at the Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies, Hyderabad. And my PhD thesis topic is labor laws in the Indian IT industry and the role of human resource management in the better layoff management. So this is with a special reference towards the application of labor laws in the Indian corporates and how the human resources are applying it and following them. Thank you.
Very good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Myself, Amruta Savan, I am working here as a teaching assistant of law, and I have got an admission for PhD course in this year only, and my PhD topic is freedom of speech and expression over the medium of internet. Thank you so much.
Good evening to all the dignitaries. My name is Stanley and I am from Chennai. I am a faculty at the School of Excellence in Law, the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, and I am very happy to be a part of the PhD program here. And my area of research is related to light pollution. The major crux is light pollution is one of the emerging pollution in India, and I want to bring certain legislations to it, certain recommendations to it. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Good evening and respected all the dignitaries on and off the dais and all my fellow PhD seekers. My name is Advocate Bhushan Ganachari. I am a practicing lawyer at Bombay High Court bench at Aurangabad and blessed to be a junior of Honorable Sanjay Gangapurwala sir, and now blessed to be pursuing PhD from esteemed Institute of National Law University, Aurangabad. My research topic is working of commercial courts in India with reference to the ease of doing business, as my area of interest lies in commercial laws, and I am a student of business law for my post-graduation. So looking forward for an in-depth study in this subject and would try to find out the remedies or the loopholes in the working of the commercial courts throughout India, and wherein I would like to limit my research to the Bombay commercial courts. Looking forward to submit my research and satisfy my my guide. Thank you so much.
Very good evening to Honorable Lordships, respected dignitaries and one and all present here. Myself, Amrita Kaur Johar. I am working as an assistant professor in Manikchand Pahade Law College, Aurangabad. Currently, I have admitted to the PhD course in this institution, and my topic is Right to Life Behind the Bars. That is a topic relating to right to life of prisoners. This is my area of interest, and I am glad and fortunate enough that I am starting my PhD career with the blessings of such eminent personalities today. Thank you, everybody.
Respected Lordships, respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. My name is Javantika Gulati, and I'm working as an assistant professor of law at Symbiosis Law School, Pune, and I have enrolled myself into a PhD program at MNLU, Aurangabad. My area of interest it pertains to cyber law, primarily cyber voyeurism. That is cyber voyeurism provided under the Information Technology Act and vis-a-vis the Indian Penal Code 1860. Ma'ams and sirs, I seek your blessings to pursue my research under the able guidance of my guide. Thank you.
Good evening, esteemed dignitaries. My name is Sugat Tazne. I am currently working as a teaching assistant at Maharashtra National Law University, Aurangabad. My topic is intellectual property rights regime and protection of traditional knowledge of tribal communities of Maharashtra. So basically, it is a mix of both doctrinal and non-doctrinal research, wherein we will be critically analyzing the traditional knowledge regime, and also will be taking help of how this particular traditional knowledge can be used for protection of this knowledge of indigenous communities of Maharashtra. Yeah. Next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shivakumar Komaragiri. I am presently teaching at Manikchand Pahade Law College in PG department. My topic for research is study about a regulatory adequacy of carbon credit markets in India. I will be studying about the feasibility, the viability, and also the fact about the global conventions that are connected with the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Lordship. Now it is my turn. And before I go into presentation, the topics that they have selected, they are provisionally that allotted. So those topics needs restructuring, reformulation with the support of the members of the advisory body of the university. This is I am bringing to your kind notice. Honorable Justice Abhay Work, Judge Supreme Court of India, Chancellor of Maharashtra National Law University, Aurangabad, and also the chairman of today's inaugural function of the PhD Coursework 2023. Honorable Justice Ravindra Guge, Judge Bombay High Court, Bench at Aurangabad, Honorable Justice Mangesh Patil, Judge High Court of Bombay, Honorable Justice R.M. Bode, former Judge, High Court of Bombay, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Maharashtra National Law University, Professor K.V. Sharmaji, Honorable Professor Bhavani Prasad Panda, Director, Kids University, former and founder Dean, former founder, Vice Chancellor of Maharashtra National Law University, Bombay, my beloved Registrar, Professor Danaji, and my esteemed colleagues, senior colleagues here, and LD students, PhD scholars of 2022 batch, and PhD scholars 2023 batch, invitees, friends, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I thank all the guests for gracing the occasion of the formal inaugural session of PhD Work 2023. On behalf of Maharashtra National Law University, Aurangabad, I congratulate and compliment the newly admitted PhD scholars in law and management streams for this academic year 2023. I am also complimenting LLD and PhD scholars 2022 batch for being with us and getting ready to prove and establish their hard work during these 2 years, that is our 1.5 years, and tomorrow they are going to make presentations. So they brought written statements and they are going to make presentations tomorrow. That is on Sunday. Honorable Chancellor, sir, this is the second batch of students that the university has admitted into PhD program. This time the intake of PhD students is 7 from law department and 1 from the management stream. And the Honorable Vice Chancellor has explained to you, sir, that the reasons of taking less in number, we have scarcity of supervisors here because of absence of full-time professors. In this connection, I take this opportunity to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor, Justice R.M. Bode sir, Professor Lakshminath sir, Professor Kondaya, Dr. Ashok Vadje, Dr. Tanaya Tarai, Dr. B.N. Ramesh, and Dr. Y.V. Ramanamurthy for their continuous support in the admission process in different stages and different capacities. Thank you. As per the UGC minimum standards and procedure for award of PhD degree under the regulations 2016, a PhD scholar shall require to undertake coursework for a minimum period of 1 semester, which is compulsory and mandatory prerequisite for both full-time and part-time scholars. The very purpose and objectives of the coursework, according to UGC and other academic disciplinary bodies, are like this. Firstly, to identify and apply the scientific methods of research in conceptualization, articulation, organization, and verification, and also presentation of the research work. Secondly, to identify the basics, techniques, rules, regulations, and tenets of the research work. And thirdly, to learn the research skills, methods of execution in the form of thesis or dissertation or the art of writing of publishable article. Fifthly, to prepare a plan of action or roadmap in the selection of research problem, research design, and research process. And to make the researcher to learn the responsibility of publication ethics, including plagiarism, use of management tools, copyrights, intellectual property rights, etc. Lastly, to learn various ways and means to produce the quality of research work to help the policy making, creation of new knowledge, strategies for improving research culture in the university or institutions. Here the important question is, what is the quality of research? How to judge it? How to understand it? What are the parameters? To address these questions, PhD coursework is designed to demonstrate specific areas, namely research methodology, publication ethics, and the broad field of research and contemporary issues and challenges in the field of law and management branches. Sir, law is vibrant, dynamic, complex, and subject matter of change according to the needs of the society. Therefore, the legal research is always has a predominant place and primacy to help the society and also the regulatory bodies. By considering these backgrounds, the course is designed to make the research scholar familiar with the research design, fundamentals of research, methods of research, tools of research, scientific approach to research, and scientific temper. The same parameters are also applicable to the social sciences, interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary, and also the management research. Further, the course is also designed to keep the scholars' areas of investigation and other advanced disciplines like constitutional philosophy, environmental jurisprudence, labor jurisprudence, corporate governance, humanitarian law, intellectual property rights, alternative dispute resolution, science and technology. Definitely this will help the researcher to acquire basic knowledge in the organization, collection, presentation, and presentation of thesis. Sir, as per the directions of the Vice Chancellor, and to facilitate and interact with the research scholars, a group of distinguished and eminent professors were invited to make deliberations during this week. This will help the PhD scholars to learn from cross-sections of the society and from different universities. Therefore, I request the Honorable Chancellor to formally inaugurate this PhD Coursework Program 2023 in Maharashtra National University, Aurangabad. And further, I also request the dignitaries on the dais to greet the occasion and wish and bless the promising social and normative scientists of the Maharashtra National University, Aurangabad. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving such an informative outline of PhD coursework. I would now like to welcome Professor Bhavani Prasad Panda, sir, Director, Kids School of Law. Sir was the founding Vice Chancellor of Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai, and formerly the Professor of Eminence at DSNLU, Visakhapatnam. In 2016, Professor Panda received the prestigious N.R. Madhav Menon Best Law Teacher Award. I now welcome Sir to deliver the induction address for the PhD scholars. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Esteemed and most honorable Justice Oak, sir. For me, it's not only a name, it's what I should say, when I started the law school at Bombay, without his help, blessings, it could not have been possible. And salutes to you, sir. With these particular few words, I also address humbly Justice Ravindra V. Guge, Justice Mangesh Patel, Justice Bode, sir, again the architect of this particular law school, I should say. This Aurangabad Law School, MNLU Aurangabad, I think he the man who has been constantly doing it. I should salute you again for this particular law school, sir. And my dear, very good friend, Professor K.V.S. Sharma, Professor Jayakumar, and Registrar Yadav, sir. And among us, we have a teacher of teachers, the another person, Professor Lakshminath, my teacher also, and other distinguished guests, research scholars. I don't think you really require orientation because you are already inducted and oriented to study law. Going to research is something very important. We write letters. When you write letters, we have a fixed audience. My letter will be read by somebody. And my letter should be appreciated the way I have written, for the person I have written. If it is done, the purpose of the letter is served. Otherwise, the purpose is not being served. Whatever you do research, it has also its audience. And that audience should read it and get the message of the thesis. But I know pretty well, legal research still is in a nascent stage. Legal research is not really happening with the legal academicians. Yes, Don't think I'm discouraging you, but this is a challenge for you to really locate where your position is. Are you doing the legal educational research? Or you are doing something other research? Research is happening, but is it legal research per se? That is the first fundamental question. Well, people say these days very fondly, interdisciplinary research, socio-legal research, scientific research, but to whose purpose it is serving? What is the purpose of legal education? Is it different from other education? Yes, it is different from other education. For that reason, legal education is not regulated by UGC. It is being regulated by the Bar Council of India. This is a straight national mandate. If this is being legal education is being regulated by the Bar Council of India, why the higher education in law should be again regulated by UGC? That we don't know. But I have the answer. You should have thought of it. Well, legal research is nothing but an appliance or a method that the law teachers have taken, legal academicians have taken unto themselves. Because until 1980, I think there are research in law, they are in double digits. Professor Lakshminath is one of the privileged persons. Otherwise, there is no research in all of the country, all of the nation. And today the number is quite huge. But first, welcome, it should be, the research should happen. But the question is, what is the legal research? And why this legal research is happening by the legal academicians, law teachers. The legal education is basically controlled by the Bar Council. Mostly, if you go to the history of the legal education, it is the esteemed members and respected learned advocates who have taken up the responsibility of teaching law for a long time, until 1980s almost. After that, it started, law teachers, after completing LLM, they joined into the legal profession as an academician. Distinct from profession, a big cleavage is created, profession and academician. These academicians, they have to find a space. I am one of them. I am not taking the blame out. We should be also promoted in the same manner and developed in the same manner as other disciplines of education. Maybe humanities, sociology, economics, political science, mathematics, physics, whatever it is. If those particular people are getting promotion, become assistant professor, etc., why shouldn't I be? But who is going to guide me? Only if I am going to the UGC, then it's possible. Because Bar Council never bothered about higher education in law, even till date. But very recently, if you are aware of this particular NEP, National Education Policy, very categorically they said legal education is not the purview of the UGC. It is Bar Council of India. Bar Council of India also very seriously taken up this matter. And they said, okay, we'll prescribe also LLM and also PhD. In 2019, during the COVID days, this particular notification has come from the Bar Council of India. Learned advocates, they are learned. But with due respect, are they competent enough in again guiding the course which they are not qualified enough? So they have a passed regulation, LLM will be like this, and PhD regulations will be coming shortly. That didn't happen. They're still in a suspended animation. Having said this thing, I want to tell to you, legal research, to my mind, you can differ with me. And I welcome this particular difference open-minded. I'm giving you viewpoints. Legal education is meant to create advocates. Only advocates. Legal education is not meant to create corporate lawyers. Legal education is not meant for doing paralegal. They may do incidentally. But basic challenge for a law teacher, I have to create best of the advocates. If I'm able to contribute the best of the advocates, that is the mandate. I remember Professor Aurangabad Menon, when he founded the National Law School of India, Bangalore, he said, India needs good judges and good advocates. We create Bar Council of India. Bar Council of India Trust came out with 5 crores grant and Bangalore Law School started. That is the history. And rest of the law schools are following the. But now the question is, to my mind, I must tell to you, legal education or legal research, coming to legal research, most of the researchers have been read by the researchers last time when? While proofreading. Thereafter, I don't think anybody has read the thesis. That shows the quality of the research. Why I am saying this thing is, tell me how many of your theses, how many law research have been quoted by Honorable High Court of the Supreme Court? Supreme Court never bothers. No advocate makes a research of this particular thesis and goes to the court and says, Lordship, this is the case. And this explains the whole matter. No law teachers, no academic thesis have been happened. That is the challenge. That is the challenge. If I am writing a thesis, if my thesis is taken by an advocate and he takes up the matter in the High Court or the Supreme Court and the High Court cites my thesis, the purpose of the legal research has been served. Otherwise, to get my PhD for the purpose of promotion, I do some research and thereafter I get my degree. I say, yes, I am PhD, I am LLD. I am LLD too. But the question is over here, we have diluted the whole legal academicians. We have diluted the whole thinking and theme of legal research. Well, I'll take you to the first class of years in law school. Your teacher must have told, think like a lawyer. What is thinking like a lawyer? Have you ever bothered to define? Thinking like a lawyer, it means a different pattern of thinking has to happen into this particular lawyering process. That thinking of law, like a lawyer, and this particular legal academicians, including me, I am not so very clear how the advocate thinks. Probably the man in the bar, he knows what skills he'll be using, what facts he'll be taking up, what arguments he'll be taking up, which book he'll be reading, and how to put them together and tell to the court, yes, this is the point. That art, we teach to the students, but we don't know exactly what it is. Where exactly we have gone wrong. We are doing thesis. I am doing thesis these days, empirical research. I don't know how this empirical research fits in. All your data, whatever the research you do, all your data is a piece of evidence as far as the court is concerned. It is not law. Whatever the data that you collect, maybe AI, maybe medical data, maybe engineering data, it's only data. It's a piece of evidence to the court. Court may accept, court may not accept upon the conscience. So also for your legal research, if you're thinking like a lawyer, the data empirical research is nothing but a way that we identify for ourselves for faring in the academic market, to call ourselves as assistant professor, assistant professor, professor, etc. But we are not really contributing to that particular aspect of thinking. I don't understand till date, having done so much of research, I have rather probably, I am now conclusive, maybe tomorrow I will be getting the opportunity, I will be establishing before you, how this particular law itself is inherently multidisciplinary. Law is not unidisciplinary. Every lawyer knows everything under the sun when he goes to the court. Well, Parliament passed a law. Do you think advocates are disturbed? You are disturbed as an academician, what I am going to change, what are the things, how to tell. But advocate says, let the matter come to me. If the matter doesn't come to me, I don't need to bother. That's professional. That is professional. So he is not disturbed, but you and me are disturbed. AI, LGBT, X, Y or Z, because we wanted to go into social reality. Fine. Law is full of social reality only. But that data that you collect in a particular pocket, certain people speak this way, certain people speak the other way. How does it matter to you? It is for the Parliament to think of. And it's not the piece of law legislation that you're discussing about. Logic. Yes, experience, Ohm's language. And now putting these all things, I'm sure the only type of research that can be taken in law is inductive logic. The only research that can be done is doctrinal. Non-doctrinal empirical research, you put your head and think what is the liar-like thinking in that. And you tell me this is the liar-like thinking, this is the case that I'm going to take up in the court, and establish yourself before a judge. then I will tell, yes, you have done a research. Otherwise, it's not empirical. It's not a research necessary for it. Empirical research has become a fashion. For the reason, all of the higher education today discuss and debate only about a research, what is called interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary, multidisciplinary. Law itself is multidisciplinary. Whether it's a problem of police, whether it's a problem of a doctor, whether it's a problem of a victim on the road, whether it is a technological problem, everything can come down to the court if it is litigation is there. If there's no litigation, there's no issue. And when the litigation comes, we are open. We open our eyes to the best of the extent to understand the social reality. Friends, I will tell you, law and legal research is something different. It is not the same thing. What you call or UGC calls as a research. Yes, you say simply research, I have no complaint. If you call it a legal research, there is a very clearly a framework. And my users, my thesis, Parliament may read it. They may use it, they may not use it. I don't know how much they understand. The Law Commission never bothers about any research of yours. If I tell anybody bothers, very few books probably. Maybe some of the material generated by Professor Lakshminath or Professor Upendra Bakshi, they are quoted and cited by the High Court and Supreme Court. But I haven't seen really any other professor's material has gone to the Supreme Court or the High Court. And they are the recognition. In research, for a moment I'll try to bring you parity along with sociology. Sociological research, that is on social reality. And there is a wonderful formula that has been created. You take this data, primary data, this is the secondary data, you match them and you calculate, there is a formula, with this particular formula, some inferences you can do. And that is being cited by a generation of the sociologists. Tell me, your thesis, how many it has been cited by other people? Don't bring the exceptions. Even if you bring the exception, I'll tell you, Professor Lakshminath, with all due respect to you, I think you have done doctrinal research only. It's not empirical research. And this doctrinal research is cited everywhere. Even the other researchers have been citing in the matters of precedents. It's being cited. Well, tell me the empirical research, however it has been cited. Who cites it? In research, number of hits, number of people who cite your research, that is the strength of yours. If your research is not being cited by anybody, even the reader to whom you have written, he has not read it, what is the meaning of research? I have written a wonderful letter, but to whom I have written, he never bothered to read it. That is it. That is it. Your thesis, the moment it is published, why do you publish? Professor Jayakumar was speaking about ethics. Research is full of ethics. It's a total personal involvement. It's a total involvement, not because some university is offering you a research degree, you'll be doing research. You are a researcher unconsciously yourself. The moment you study law, who is the best researcher in law, you know? The advocates. Matter goes to him. The way he reads, he understands the case 100%. You ask him from any different angle, he is going to defend you. Not because honestly, lordships are working here, but that is why I am speaking this thing. This is my conviction over 40 years of research. This is my conviction after 40 years of research. I'll tell you, I have done recent research in two different dimensions. At LLB level, at LLM level, at PhD level, and also at LLD level. And I understand today that legal research is something totally different, but it has been diluted so much. It has been diluted for the purpose it doesn't serve. And I'm sure you all will have questions. I have provoked your thoughts because your research you must have initiated in a different line. Empirical, this data, that data. You bring the data tomorrow, I can defend for hours together and I can make my point. Legal research is totally a different ball game. You should be prepared. I think who can help you? Like, for example, sociological research, let's say. There is a journal, established sociological, international sociological congress or committee. Tell me international or national law congress, where the academicians play a role, where their journals are being taken care. What are our journals? What are SCC, they publish. What they publish? They publish the judgments. They don't publish your articles. They don't publish your articles. There's no research journal as such. Even Indian Law Institute tried to do this work, but they have also deviated. Initial days of 80 Marcos days of Indian Law Institute is different. Today the Indian Law Institute is totally different. Friends, political science, there's a political science congress. And those experts, they put the way, there's a clear-cut footprints available. Tell me what are the footprints available. Yes, I ask you the question. You must have been reading legal research methods. What is the method? Whether research method is different, legal research method is different in any manner? That is a question for you. Most of the research methods being taught to the law students is nothing but those particular research methods published by either political scientists, or sociologists, or economists. But coming to law per se, what are the sources of law for movement? Normally we say in research, primary source, secondary source. But I'll tell you, law sources are only 5. Go to your jurisprudence, legislation. You'll find law only in the legislation. Precedents, judgment law, thoughts, customs. 4th, jurist opinions. 5th, international conventions. Other than this particular 5, tell me where else you can get the research material. Nowhere I can guarantee you. The data, don't tell me this data. The data is nothing but a piece of evidence for me. Friends, look into your research. If you call yourself a legal research, you need to contribute something where the Honorable Lords will be able to cite one day. And you can take a pride, yes, I have done a research. Otherwise, we are only trying to make a research for ourselves, to satisfy ourselves. Yes, to that extent we have passed. To that extent, legal academics. And legal academics, unfortunately, are nobody's changed. That's another tragic story. UGC never bothers about us. And most of the law universities, except the law university, general universities, go to Bombay University or go to any other traditional university, the Vice Chancellor will be scared about the law students. Say, we don't want these little students in the campus. They should be outside. The law teachers, we don't want them near around. They can be problematic to us. So law teachers always are in a different situation. You must understand this reality. You should find out Professor Meenan-Fort. He created a separate identity for legal education. He created a national law university. And today we are feeling very proud of this particular law school only for that reason that we have an identity. And legal education got a different dignity. Otherwise, I remember when I was studying law, when you don't get a seat anywhere, or anybody, anything you want to do, can't do, join a law course. And that happened. I'm one of them. I was studying physics. I couldn't manage to get a seat in the MSc Physics. I joined into law school. But I again conclude, like Honorable Justice Uday Lalit today morning, he said, I have nothing to regret. I have to feel pleasures. I enjoyed this law, and I feel this law is a royal subject. And there's so much to do in law, so much to do law in academics as well as in practice, in profession. We want good judges. We want good advocates. And if good advocates are not coming, it is we, the law teachers, responsible. And it is the good advocates and good judges, good law teachers who are necessary. Good law teachers means what? That is a billion-dollar professional ethics question. You question yourself. How am I a teacher? How I am delivering the things? And for what purpose I am doing things? That is the question. So I've been enjoying this particular legal education in one way or the other for last 40 years. I have always taken pain. Why this particular traditional university vice chancellor do not wanted law students? Why law schools are away? Why law teachers are so small? Why they are not giving that importance? Why at all we have to go and break heads with the UGC? And why at all Bar Council of India is not taking care of us? These questions are still in my mind. And I fight always. I will keep on fighting until I can do. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of wisdom. It's now my honor to invite Honorable Justice Ravindra Guge, sir, Judge, High Court of Bombay. Okay, sorry, sir. With utmost reverence, I would now request our Honorable Chancellor, sir, Justice Shri Abhayok, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to kindly deliver the keynote address to the august gathering.
After Professor Panda spoke, I don't feel like speaking on this subject because, it was a real experience for me today. I heard each and every word spoken by Professor Panda. But I had to speak because I am invited here as Chancellor of the University. So dignitaries on the dais and dignitaries of the dais. I am saying dignitaries of the dais because all of you are research scholars. And I have highest respect for somebody who wants to do research in law. When the function started today, I was sitting next to Justice Udayji Lalit, and we were discussing our days in Government Law College. It was such a elementary law education. I remember that as per our course, we were supposed to have 3 lectures. But on most of the working days, we used to have 1 or 2. So, myself and my colleagues, those who are not working, some of them were working, those who were in morning batch, we were in afternoon batch. So, most of us were found at 3 places. One was, of course, Bombay High Court. We used to go there. We used to see one Sirvai and Palkhiwala argue in those days. I am talking about early 80s. Not that we understood anything, but we had that pleasure. And we used to tell proudly that today we saw Sirvai arguing or Andharjuna arguing. The second place where we were found was British Council Library. It's a fantastic collection of books. And more importantly, I am talking about 80 and 81. They used to show movies in the small theatre there. And the third place was North Stand in Wankhede Stadium, where we could purchase a ticket by spending rupees 1.50 paise and watch Vishwanath and Gavaskar in action. Then I joined LLM course of Bombay University. There used to be 1 lecture per day and nothing more than that. Only pleasure was to hear somebody like Dr. Setna, who used to teach us criminal jurisprudence. And therefore, I have great respect for those who opt for legal research. I remember in 2004, a very distinguished judge from England came to Bombay High Court. And we had a brainstorming session with him. 85 years old gentleman who was who was part of the House of Lords. He said something very interesting which I'll remember forever. The discussion was whether there are really specialist judges. We say that some judge is specialist in tax, some judge is specialized in corporate law or insolvency law, somebody is specialist in criminal law. What he said, and I believe that, I have been a judge almost for 20 years. He said that no judge is specialist. And he said something very interesting. He said that judges should not attempt to become scholars. The reason he gave was very interesting. He said that if a scholar becomes a judge, he will tend to decide a case not as per the prevailing law, but as per his own concept of justice, and which is very harmful to the judiciary. So the point which I want to make that though I may be a judge for 20 years, I am not a specialist, I am not a scholar. My function is to hear lawyers on both the sides, decide what is the law on the point and apply that law to the facts of the case. Therefore, I always have respect for those who want to get involved in research. I must thank Professor Panda for telling us what is the meaning of legal research. When he was speaking, I was thinking about one subject. Last 3 days, I am trying to finalize a judgment. The facts are very simple, normal facts in any criminal matter. But in that judgment, High Court has relied upon a concept under Section 6 of the Evidence Act, res geste. Very rarely you will find any judgment, especially in criminal law, invoking doctrine of res geste. So I was going through Sarkar's commentary on Evidence Act and many other commentaries, judgments. Of course, all of us know it is 1872 law drafted by the Britishers, and like Transfer of Property Act or Contract Act, it's a beautifully written legislation. Section 6 to Section 55 deal with relevancy. I was just wondering, now we have traveled so much from 1872. Now we have transformative constitutionalism. The Constitution has been interpreted in a completely different way in which it was interpreted in 1950. I am author of a judgment where I had to say that based on Sabrimala and other judgments, that the word morality used in Article 25 and 26 can't be societal morality, it has to be constitutional morality as we understand or as we are trying to understand. So I was just wondering that why there is no research happening on evidence, because somehow I feel doctrine of res geste, whether in the modern world, whether it is really relevant, whether it is safe to rely upon res geste and convict somebody. And now I can connect it to what Professor Panda said, that these are the basic issues where we need people like you to make research. But as a lawyer, I was not capable of making research, though Professor Panda gave compliments to lawyers in general by saying that they make research. But the research which lawyers do is a matter of moment, because there is one case which he has to present before the court, and therefore he'll make research which is not truly a legal research. Of course, people like Motilal Setalwad, Daftari, Sirvai, Palkhiwala, we can call them as research scholars. For example, Motilal Setalwad, he was the one who was instrumental in Supreme Court developing constitutional law. Constitution was a new document. But real research does not come from members of the legal fraternity like lawyers and judges. We are not capable of doing research. And therefore, to continue what I said in the morning, in the afternoon session, first session, this is where I feel that we should give importance to research in law. And Professor Panda is right. The traditional universities are neglecting law. I know I am exceeding limit, but something interesting which I want to share. Dr. Sanjay Deshmukh was the Vice Chancellor of University of Mumbai. He came to me, because I was associated with MNLU Mumbai. He was not concerned with the field of law. So he said, "Sir, I have a concept in mind." He said that we have so many national law schools in our country where the standard of legal education is much higher than what is being offered by our traditional law colleges, which are affiliated to traditional universities. So I want to have one course, a degree course, and of course postgraduate degree course in law, where the level may not be as high as national law school, but it will not be as low as our traditional law colleges. So we started Law Academy. I was made chairman of the advisory committee. Many distinguished judges were there with me. Justice Ribello was there, Advocate General, Solicitor General, Dr. Milind Sathe. So many people got associated. 2 years it continued. The Vice Chancellor had to resign. New Vice Chancellor came. I spoke to him on phone. I spoke to him by writing a letter. I addressed a letter to him that, sir, please look after this. We were supposed to get a building at Churchgate. Nothing happened. Some of the boys and girls of the sitting judges, some of the distinguished lawyers were already enrolled. The parents used to enter my chamber and question me, sir, you are the chairman of the advisory committee, what is happening? Then I wrote a letter to the Vice Chancellor, newly appointed Vice Chancellor, that, sir, please relieve me from this, because you are not answering my letters. Even that letter was not replied, and after 2 years, somehow the students managed to get admission in traditional law colleges. So this is how this is one example which I want to share. This is how the traditional universities are ignoring law course. And this is also true. Now Bar Council, what Bar Council is doing, what UGC is doing, I am a layman. But what troubled me was this. My father was a student of Government Law College. And he said there were two best teachers. One was Nani Palkhiwala. And second was Yashwantrao Chandrachud, former Chief Justice of India. He was a young lawyer at that time. And what were their qualifications? Both of them had done 2-year LLB course after inter arts or inter science. I asked chairman of the Bar Council that they are very eminent lawyers, but they are not qualified to teach. A very eminent lawyer practicing in a district court can be one of the best teachers to tell you practical things about law of evidence. But that is not happening. I am not an academician. But this is the thing which troubles me, that neither Bar Council nor UGC, they are taking care of legal education. And because they are not taking care of legal education, we have a scenario where I said in the morning, Professor Panda said it much better manner, that there is no legal research happening in our country. Perhaps we who are in the helm of the affairs have to blame ourselves for this situation. But as I said, what Professor Panda said was an eye-opener for all of us. And therefore, in best possible manner, I will try to take up the subject. But we have all the legal luminaries here. Then I am asking a question to myself. Why can't we use MNLU Aurangabad to start the real legal research as Professor Panda contemplated? And we'll do that. Why not? We are getting good infrastructure here. We should do that. And we have that potential also. So, while I wish you a great success, and I really admire that all of you who are otherwise distinguished in your field have chosen to do research in law. Therefore, while I compliment you, I wish you a great success. I'll appeal to everybody, those who are associated with the university, and we have to apply our minds, we have to really work on this and find out whether we can really start true legal research in a national law school like this. I will not take much time. While I wish you a great success, my request to you is please spend some time with our young students who have joined LLB course, not to teach them law, but to inspire them. And tell them the importance of research. Tell them importance of becoming law teachers. Most of you are law teachers or teachers in management school. So please tell them, when I meet them, I always tell them the importance of joining judiciary. But when you meet them, tell them the importance of joining the profession of teaching, which Professor Panda says, and all of them who are sitting here, academicians, great academicians, they will also tell you they enjoy teaching. As I say proudly that I enjoy judging. So please inspire young students. That is your responsibility. Thank you and all the best to you.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for your captivating and thought-provoking words. Your words will resonate within us for a long time to come, reminding us of the power of knowledge, inspiration, and the ability to effect positive change in the society. I now request Honorable Justice Ravindra Guge, sir, Judge, High Court of Bombay, to kindly grace the occasion. Okay, sir. Okay. So, few words, sir, if you would. Okay, sir. All right. I would now request Honorable Registrar.
Justice Guge to address all of them separately.
Sure, sir. So we would love to hear from you as research scholars. Sure, sir. I will now request Honorable Registrar, sir, Dr. D.M. Jadhav, sir, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Yes.
Sure, sir, please. I now welcome Professor Lakshminath, sir, to address the gathering.
Be seated, get the mic.
Lord Chancellor, Lordship sitting and retired, Vice Chancellor, sir, Keynote Speaker, Director, Dean and Registrar, and my scholars. After listening to Professor Pandaji and after listening to our Lord Chancellor, I am rather, I don't say tempted, but I want to supplement to some extent, because the modesty in your Lordship is such that has made me to speak something on this occasion. This is with regard to the research matters. While doing research, in fact, as far as the legal research is concerned, we are hopelessly very less serious about the research is concerned. I totally agree with you. But as Lordship has said that, we have to take a serious view of this research. And in making this one, we have to make some purposive research. As I could see, Your Lordship, I may cite your own judgment, how it gives foot as far as the research is concerned. On 10th May of 2023, His Lordship has given a wonderful judgment which might have escaped the attention of so many people. We hear about Keshavananda Bharati's case, 1,000 pages, 2,000 pages. Each judge has written its thesis by itself. We can give postdoctoral LLDs also. But one single point which Lordship has taken on 10th May is Adivasi social and human rights actions versus Union of India. Lordship, you had given in a 6-page judgment. I mean, that is something, which gives a very clear picture and which many of us are not aware as far as Schedule 5 of the Constitution is concerned. Sir, Schedule 5 is very important because we have to bring those people to the mainstream, scheduled areas and people living in those areas. And we have literally kept them away from this mainstream. And we did not make them also. And therefore, sir, you have made 3 important observations. One is that right to vote cannot be denied to the non-tribals there. And they must be. And he has brought in a very comparative account of 1935 Act and also 1950 Constitution. And almost the same provisions where the governor in those scheduled areas, when he has to specify the application of central and provincial laws. But whereas now under the Constitution, he has to exclude them. This is a very significant one, which the Action Committee has missed. And this so-called, the action committee, which is meant for the protection of social and human rights, which has tried to keep them away from the mainstream, thereby denying, Article 19E, as in the case of Kashmir, and also reasonable decision under Article 19.5, to live, to reside, and settle there, and which Lordship has succinctly put it that, how can we deny this? You can't deny the right to vote under the Representative People Act. You can't deny them to be elected. So these are some of the observations, and what I personally feel is that this is an area, and one thing, how to make a very plain, because that is where it has a purposive interpretation. And then this leads us to purposive research also, as to how this is going to build a norm. Pandaji, meer venandi. Sorry. See how to make a norm, and how to make a value, and how to make what is primary importance. So here he has established a norm, and that what we researchers have to find out and see that what norm he has established. Here he has brought in, one of the most important aspects of the preamble of the Constitution, that is ensuring dignity and unity and integrity, and keeping along with that fundamental duties, keeping the ethos of our country, unity in diversity. Unless we bring them, or unless we go and settle them there, they will not come to the mainstream. How long will we keep them away? I mean, these are some of the important things, sir. I think though you are very modest enough, but these are the things which any researcher can take up. Because I am very sure many of you might not have bothered about Schedule 5. And Lordship, they say those are the mean people, mainly they are away from our customary laws. They are away from our codified Hindu law. Hindu law is applicable to Hindus. And many people who belong to Hindu, particular tribals, it is not applicable to them. And how to bring them mainly? And this is the norm which you have set in. This is the value we have to put in. And we have to particularly, when we make a purposive research, particularly in doctrinal research, empirical research is not, but this is the multi-faculty and multifaceted research where you can rather help the judiciary to bring in a norm as they have done privacy. And particularly dignity, particularly human dignity and national integrity, and the unity and integrity. That is also one of the major features. Lordship, on Keshavananda Bharati, at least more than 100 people have done their research and got PhDs. But even today, nothing is clear. But your judgment is very clear, and it can open, at least 3 people can do research PhD on this alone. That's what I say. Particularly the significance of Schedule 5. Then is the significance of Article 19.1e and read with 19.5. And then you see the non-tribals, at least residing in those areas, so that they can be brought to civilization. I mean, this is what I call purposive research. Well, Lordship, Chancellor Sahab, I am very thankful to you for giving this opportunity. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words. I now request Honorable Registrar, Sir, Dr. Jadhav, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Dignitaries on the dais, most valued invited guests, research scholars, and professors. This is the second induction program where I have been asked to propose vote of thanks. First of all, I thank Honorable Justice Abhay Vok, Judge Supreme Court of India and Chancellor of Maharashtra National Law University, for taking so much of pain since morning and taking active participation and keen interest in the development of university, even for research growth of this university. I also thank Honorable Justice Ravindra Guge, Judge High Court of Bombay and Chairman of Building Committee, for making it convenient to be the part of this induction program. I think this is his third program since morning he's attending. Thank you, sir, for your patience, hearing and sparing valuable time. I also thank Honorable Justice Mangesh Patil, Judge of Bombay High Court, for his gracious presence. I also thank Honorable Justice Ravindra Borde for sparing valuable time. I take this opportunity to thank Bhavani Prasad Panda sir, a erudite scholar and distinguished jurist, for enlightening on different dimensions of research. The research is not just a systematized effort to gain the knowledge, as Redmond and Murray stated, but it's something which gives the pure academic satisfaction and adds something into the existing theories and knowledge of law. With support, able guidance of these research supervisor, I'm sure that the research scholars, those who have enrolled with Maharashtra National Law University, will really add something into the existing theories and knowledge of law, which will really contribute something as quality research. Again, I take this opportunity to thank Professor Jay Kumar sir for coordinating and implementing, inviting many really meaningful resourceful persons as a resource person for this research scholar program. I thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor sir. Once again, congratulate to all the research scholars and their supervisors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would now request all the dignitaries and scholars to join us for a group photo near the statue. Thank you.
Associated. Sir. I remember first meeting MNLU. You were there, I think, right? Justice Gokhale and Justice Sirpurkar. They came down very heavily. They said, unless we have proper campus, we will not start. But Professor Madhava Menon said, sir, you are committing biggest mistake. He was there as a registrar general at that time. That we started law school in garage. So whichever place you find, you start law school. We ultimately agreed. It will become like Justice Gokhale and Justice was very fussy for us. And thereafter also he kept on telling me, you have committed a mistake. You remember that? He used to come for our meetings. He was taking photocopies Right. He came here. Right. So in the meetings also he used to say that.